Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Sarah if you're new here. I started this channel to document my journey becoming a single mother by choice by going through IVF. After getting diagnosed with endometrial cancer and PCOS, I am now cancer-free. If any of those topics apply to you or appeal to you at all, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and click on the notification bell to get notified anytime I upload new videos. So I know I just uploaded a video yesterday, but I wanted to update you guys already. I've realized that because I've done this already, because I've gone through an egg retrieval already, I feel like I've been neglecting just telling you guys, what to expect if you have not gone through an egg retrieval at all. I know I'm telling you bits and pieces here and there, but I just wanted to kind of talk about the whole process in general, so you know what to expect if you have not had an egg retrieval before and you're watching this video to get an idea of what to expect. So every clinic is different, every doctor is different, every protocol is different because every person is different. So my experience will most likely be different from your experience, but have some similarities perhaps. So basically when you are, the very first part of IVF is this ovarian stimulation process to prepare for the egg retrieval surgery. Almost always the egg retrieval is a surgery where you're put out. I don't think it's not general anesthesia. I think it's what they call twilight or something, but you are out. I have heard of some people that have done egg retrievals while being awake, and I mean, I don't have experience with that, but I can't imagine that being comfortable. So you basically are typically injecting yourself with medications that make your follicles grow. So in your ovaries you have a bunch of, I think they're considered dormant follicles, and these stimulation meds help the follicles grow and mature. And once they get to a certain size and are mature enough, then the doctor can go in and extract the egg that should be in a certain size follicle. So I believe it's between 18 and 20 millimeters should contain a mature egg, and potentially smaller follicles could contain a mature egg as well. But I think they believe that if your follicle is between 18 and 20, it really should have a mature egg in there. Sometimes I think follicles don't have an egg at all in there, and I think that's kind of rare, but it can happen. So during the process, you are being monitored with transvaginal ultrasounds and blood work to check your estrogen level in your blood on a pretty regular basis. So stimulation can go anywhere from, I know some women potentially could only stim as early or as little as a week, but some women can stim for as long as 15 days, I think, or perhaps even longer. It just depends on how your body responds and what meds you're taking. I personally am just, as of right now, on 2 medications. I started off with one, Gonal-f, which is follicle stimulating hormone, FSH. And then I just started yesterday with Cetrotide, which prevents you from ovulating early. So if you're, growing these big follicles in your ovaries, and your body is going to naturally want to ovulate, so that's what the Cetrotide does. It keeps you from ovulating. So the ultrasounds and blood work appointments can be, it's a lot, but I'm used to it at this point, and I schedule them early in the morning. I am pretty tired today because I went yesterday, I went really early this morning, and when I give you guys my update, I have to go back tomorrow morning. So that is kind of a draining part of the process, but it's not awful. Your veins get used to it. I will say, like, my left vein, I don't know what one person did like last week, but it hurt so bad when she was pulling the needle out. Like, I feel like she like tilted the needle down or something, and it like scraped my whole vein. I don't know, it just hurt really bad, and then I got a big bruise. So I've been like concentrating, like telling everybody to go on this side, but this side is starting to get like pretty worn out, because when you're getting your blood drawn, gosh, it'll be 3 days in a row for me, but I had it drawn on Monday, and then on Monday twice actually, and then oh no, I'm thinking of the Monday before, when I had to go back to get my blood drawn for the carrier screening that I did, or the cancer screening that I did. And then Thursday, Sunday, today, going back tomorrow, I'll have to get it drawn again the next day for, I think they check for LH, maybe LH and progesterone. I forget. They want to make sure that after I do the trigger shot, they want to make sure that it worked. So you want to have you want to see the LH number go up, I believe. So that'll be Wednesday. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself here. So there are of course like lots of parts in this process that can go wrong. You could potentially not, your follicles could not respond to the medications. They might have to adjust the dosage of the medications. They might cancel your cycle completely if they don't like what they're seeing and they want to, just cancel the cycle and start over. So you can't always just count on everything going to plan. Unfortunately, like I've said throughout this whole process, that there's been so many disappointments for me and for anybody going through the process. I know you can have disappointments, and some people have a totally smooth ride and everything works out perfectly. And I hope, if you're watching this, I hope that is you, and I hope you have a great, smooth IVF journey. So hopefully that helps a little bit to understand the egg retrieval process. Oh, and so the actual egg retrieval itself, so with my last one, from what I remember, you go in, you get an IV put in, they wheel you into a room. For me, at least, this is how it was. They wheeled me into a room, and I remember there was the embryologist, or the embryology lab was attached to this room, and the way they do the procedure is so when you're getting all these transvaginal ultrasounds, they use a probe. If you're in the IVF community, we call that Wanda. So that's how they, look at your follicles and your uterus and everything. So when they do the egg retrieval surgery, they're using a probe that's just like the transvaginal ultrasound probe, but there is a super long needle that is guided through the probe. I don't know if it's on top of the probe or through the probe or what, but so they put the probe in, and then they turn it towards, whatever ovary they're going to start with. They start with your left ovary, and then they stick the needle. It goes through your vaginal wall and into your ovary and pokes your ovary, and then they poke each follicle and aspirate or suck out the egg inside the follicle and the fluid within the follicle. So these follicles are getting bigger and bigger, and the fluid is building up in these follicles, and so they take that out. So they do the left side and they poke each follicle, take all the eggs out, then they go to the right side and do the same thing on the right side. And as these eggs are coming out, they are being passed off to the embryologist, who checks to see if they're mature or if they look okay to fertilize or freeze, depending on if you're just going to freeze your eggs or you're going to fertilize them and make embryos. So and then when you wake up from the procedure, you will know how many eggs you have and most likely how many are mature, if they can tell you right then, or maybe you find that out later in the day. And if you are making embryos and your eggs are fertilized that day, then you will find out the next day how many fertilized successfully, and that's considered day 1. And then my clinic calls me every day for the next 5 to 6 days to let me know how many embryos are dividing properly. And then by day 5 and 6, you know how many make it to the blastocyst stage. And ideally you want, I've read that day 5 blastocysts have a better implantation rate. So ideally you want your embryos to be blastocysts by day 5. But if there are some embryos that seem to be just a little bit slower, they'll give them till day 6. And day 6 embryos could still implant. I just have read that day 5 embryos are a little bit better. So that's that process. And of course, with my last experience, I ended up with ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. So when I woke up, I was in a lot of pain and couldn't breathe and couldn't take, I couldn't take deep breaths. I was nauseous. My blood pressure was really low. But normally, hopefully I'll be able to report back after this egg retrieval and tell you how a normal egg retrieval recovery is. I'm hoping. So I have heard that a lot of people are just, crampy and very bloated for a few days, but you shouldn't have too terrible of symptoms if you don't hyperstimulate. And I will say that, so leading up to my egg retrieval last time, I would say by day 5 of stimulation meds, I was feeling pretty uncomfortable already. I felt like a heaviness in my pelvic area. Like I could just feel my ovaries. They felt big. I could feel them when I would walk. And that started, I want to say by like day 5 or day 6. And then within like a couple days before the egg retrieval, I just was so bloated, like really bloated and uncomfortable. You get to the point where when you go to the bathroom, like when you pee, it's almost like kind of hard to pee for some reason. I don't really understand why. I guess maybe because your ovaries are kind of like, they're so big, they're kind of maybe pressing up against your bladder. That's my guess. So I will say that I have felt so good this cycle and not felt like any of that really. There was a little bit of discomfort during the last couple ultrasounds. My ovaries are just a little tender, like when the probe kind of pokes them a little bit, it hurts a little. I noticed that during the ultrasounds, but today is the first day that I feel bloated. Like I feel, it started this afternoon and I do feel that bloat that I remember from last time. And when I walk now, I do feel my ovaries moving. It's almost like you have like 2 weights in your pelvis, like that when you walk, it's like you can feel them moving. And it's not painful, it's just uncomfortable. And just as of today, I've been drinking so much. I've been drinking Numa electrolyte drink. It's organic and it has, I think, only 5 grams of sugar and 16 ounces, so it's not too bad. And like non-GMO, like really like healthy for you. I refuse to drink Gatorade. It's just way too sweet for me and it's not healthy. So I've been drinking those every day since starting stims, and then I just started adding in a ton of water, and then I just started adding in another electrolyte powder into my water after I drink my Numa, and I also dilute the Numa by, I put it in a 32 ounce hydro flask and it's 16 ounces and I put 16 more ounces of water in. So I like things like really diluted. I'm used to drinking just water, so I don't like really sweet things and stuff. So drink wise. unless every now and then I'm having a pop. Because if I'm having a pop like with pizza or something like that, like that's not too sweet for me. But so yeah, I've been drinking a lot. And when I go to the bathroom, it's as of this afternoon, it is starting to get that like slight uncomfortable feeling, and you feel like you can't go to the bathroom. Like you can't like go, like all the liquid that's in your bladder, you can't release it all or something. Not quite like a UTI feeling, but just like, I don't know. It's just like like pressure. You have a lot of pressure down there. So I am feeling that today. My ultrasound went really well this morning. I wrote down here my follicle sizes again. I have a couple that are close to 18, a couple that are 17, quite a few that are 16, a few that are 15, a couple 14s, quite a few 14s, 13s, 12s, 11s, and a couple 10s. And then they said there were a handful of other follicles that were under 10. But so we are progressing. Like that is the numbers are even better than they were yesterday, which obviously should be happening naturally. And they told me that they probably want me to trigger. They're like 99% sure I'm triggering tomorrow. I ordered the trigger shot. I got to order it from Freedom Pharmacy, so I only paid $99 for it instead of $5.99. I thought it was only like $500, but they told me today, the one girl told me that it was $5.99, and I had to argue with her, and I said no. Last time, and the same as this time, because I spent so much money on the other meds, it's only $99. There's a discount program. She had to talk to her supervisor, and then she's like, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. So my trigger shot should arrive tomorrow before 8 p.m. I'll probably trigger at 9 p.m. or later, because you do the trigger shot exactly 36 hours before your egg retrieval, and I don't think they do egg retrievals before 9 a.m. at my clinic. So I know last time at least I triggered it right at 9 p.m. and then my egg retrieval was a day and a half later. So I will find out my time either tomorrow or the next day. Oh no, I'll find out tomorrow because I'll have to know exactly when to trigger. And I did want to show you how I do the Cetrotide shot. So I filmed that this morning. That was my second Cetrotide shot. So I will insert that footage here. Okay guys, I am doing my second Cetrotide shot. So I wanted to film that for you just because it's a little bit more in depth than the Gonal-f shot. I did my first shot yesterday at the doctor's office after my ultrasound because they wanted me to do it right away to make sure I didn't ovulate. So what this drug does is it prevents you from ovulating. So you're growing all these follicles and you don't want to ovulate too soon before the doctor's able to retrieve them. So this comes in a little package with a pre-filled syringe. I think this has just kind of like a saline solution in it. Water, sterile water. And then it comes with the mixing needle and withdrawal needle. Oh gosh, no. This is the mixing needle and withdrawal needle. So this one is much bigger. And then this one is the injecting needle. And then the Cetrotide is in this little vial, and it's like a powder. So you inject the water into this and mix it up and then draw it back up into this to inject it. So let's do this. I need to get an alcohol pad. We're gonna go on the left side today. I alternate sides. Now that I'm doing a shot in the morning and a shot in the evening, I just do the same side, but yesterday I did the right side. I don't know if you can see like the couple of little dots. Okay, sorry about that. My clinic called me actually, so I had to answer. Okay, so now I forget what I did. Okay, I think I did this, but I'm gonna do it again. And then here is the vial. Take this little blue lid off. It's really on there. And then you wipe this. And this is the withdrawal needle, so you twist this off. I'll put this down. I think. Yeah. I remember I struggled with this one a little bit with my first retrieval. And you screw this on. Oh wait, I think you have to screw this off first. Yeah, screw that off. Thank goodness I don't have to inject that. That would be a lot. All right, so you squirt the water in here. And then you kind of swirl it around until it's all absorbed. Kind of just like, it stays in there, so I kind of just swirl it like that. Okay, now we're going to withdraw all of this back into the syringe. Kind of just goes automatically a little bit. And I think I need to push it all back in and do this again. Here we go. All right, I think I got most all of it. And then you screw this back on. And take that off. And here is the, oh shoot, forgot to open this first. I don't want to like put this down because it's like full. I should have unscrewed this first. There we go. I don't know why these are so hard to unscrew for me. Okay, then this goes on here. Okay, then you want to make sure that you get rid of that air that's in there. So you want to slowly, slowly, slowly push this until there's a tiny drop, just like that. And then, good to go. Okay, I'm gonna try to go right on my little freckle right there. I don't know why I held my breath when I did that. Did get pretty close to my freckle. And that is it. Not bleeding. Piece of cake, right? So that's how you do the Cetrotide shot, and it's really not that bad. Just like the Gonal-f. I mean, the needles are just so tiny. It really doesn't hurt. So I'll show you how I do the trigger shot tomorrow. I'll film that. And I'll probably film, I would assume I'm gonna film one more update just to confirm with you guys when my retrieval is, do the trigger shot for you, and let you know my COVID test results. I have to get my COVID test tomorrow morning. So going back for ultrasound and blood work. They're just gonna double check, I guess, do one last look at my follicles before triggering, one last look at my estrogen, and then I'm getting my COVID test. And hopefully that is negative. Oh, and my estrogen today was at 916. And yesterday it was at 6 something. So it has jumped quite a bit, but like not even close to what it was last time. So last time it was, I believe, 13,000 on this day. I think it was about 13,000. Yeah, because then the equivalent of what tomorrow is, it was almost 15,000. And we're talking like not even 1,000 yet, my estrogen level. So the letrozole that I've been taking is clearly keeping my estrogen level way lower this time, which is great. And I did want to mention one more thing I've been doing this round that I did not do last round is acupuncture. I don't know how I haven't mentioned this. I have gone, I think maybe 4 times in the last few weeks. So I've been doing acupuncture, so hopefully that's been helping also. And I did get a message today from, I have a friend that works at FedEx, and he told me that my package that contains my endometrial biopsy for the ReceptivaDx test, he said it's in Memphis as of today and that it should be delivered tomorrow. I am hoping that he is right on the tracking on the FedEx website. It still has not updated at all since the day I sent it on February 16th, which is almost 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago tomorrow. So I really hope he's right. I really hope this package shows up tomorrow. So I'll keep you guys posted on that too. Sorry, this video is probably super long, but I just felt like I haven't like really talked about the whole egg retrieval process from start to finish, and just wanted to like get a little more in depth with that. Because a lot of times I feel like people watching this video are most likely people that are going through IVF and kind of know this stuff. So I'm like talking to you like you know what I'm talking about, but a lot of times maybe you don't know what I'm talking about, or you're not going through IVF and you're just watching this because you're curious, or you're thinking about going through IVF and you haven't yet. And I want to be able to provide informative material on this channel. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments below about the egg retrieval process. And I think at some point I'll do some sort of like question and answer video that was suggested to me. So if you guys have questions, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll start compiling a list of questions to answer in a video. Any questions you want. So I'll keep you guys posted tomorrow or the next day. And fingers crossed everything continues to go smoothly this round, because I have a good feeling. So thank you guys again for all your love and support. As always, have a great night. I will talk to you soon. Bye.